Joel is an award-winning speaker and author. He published his first book in 2018 and the second in 2019. His first book is Mindful Money Management, and the second is 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, but only the unconventional ones. Joel was a successful portfolio manager. He managed over $700 million in this portfolio. He even made money in 2008 when the markets were down. Then he went on to managing his own hedge fund. Now, Joel is a prosperity coach. What is that? Well, he works closely with his clients to help identify and overcome the roadblocks standing in their way of personal financial freedom. Joel was designated a Fellow of the Society of Actuaries in 1992 and has been a chartered financial analyst since 1995. He is also an advanced communicator, gold Toastmaster, and a certified infinite possibilities trainer and trailblazer. Welcome, Joel.
Molly Singh is a mentor, author, a college professor, an infinite possibilities trainer, and a couples love coach. She started her career in computer technology, went into project management, and earned her MBA in global business. She focused her career on project management and business operations. She has worked and consulted for companies such as Amazon, AT&T, Dell, Disney, Microsoft, and Starbucks. However, in her personal life, her passion is love and connections. After 3 tremendous heartbreaks, she fed her passion for love and connections with research and knowledge. She has studied not just how to find the right love by her using the law of attraction, but how to build connections with everyone she meets. She has researched and studied how to keep love using science behind relationships in the 7 principles of making a marriage work. Today, she synthesizes her business acumen with her passion and blends these together in her books, her lectures, and her coaching. She continues to passionately connect people in love.
Hey Joel, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing today, Molly?
I'm good. So today we're going to demonstrate how to have a conversation with someone you're partnering with in any way. Specifically, we're going to talk about who you are in a relationship with and how you would talk to them about money. And today's conversation is your first money memories. The reason that we're having this conversation is knowing where you come from when it comes to money, knowing your history, knowing your background is so helpful in knowing how you move forward and how you can move forward, especially when you're joining two people. And so, Joel, tell me about your first money memory.
So I have a really amazing first money memory. My uncle had been traveling in and around the Middle East. And I was at my grandparents' house, and he was there, parents were there, and I remember being in this room and him showing me and giving me all these different amounts of money in different currencies from all these different countries.
Wow.
And it was before the euro, so you had the French franc, and the German D-mark, and the Italian lira, and all these different, and it was so cool to see the different sizes and different colors. And for me, it represented the potential, the abundance of the world, and also opened me up to the passion that I now have for traveling.
Wow. So what did you do with that money? Were you allowed to keep it?
I did, and I kept it, and in fact, recently I've given it to my daughters, who are now 13 and 15, and to instill in them the passion for going around the world, visiting and using and seeing the differences, the diversity that is the universe, is the earth, is the people here, the different cultures. So, I passed it on. And paying it forward.
Nice. I like that. That had to have been an amazing, I can imagine a lot of emotions. What feelings did you have?
Yeah, the feelings were actually all very good feelings.
Yeah.
Feelings of of abundance and prosperity, feelings of happiness, because I realized in me that I had this desire, this interest in actually traveling, of seeing different cultures, and that's who I am now. It's actually, when I was just, it was probably, I was 4 or 5 years old. I was like, wow, I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to use that currency. I want to use the D-mark. Right?
Yeah.
I want to go to Italy and use the Italian lira.
Yeah.
Right? So it was all about, wow, the world is wide open and there's so
Sure.
many different possibilities.
Sure.
Infinite possibilities.
Infinite, indeed, indeed. So, what was it like when you started to make your own money? What was that like? When did you start to make your own money, and how did you work with that?
Great question, Molly. So my first time making money was when I was delivering these papers called penny savers.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
those.
so it was, you got excited when you got these inserts, because I was delivering to 100 homes.
Sure.
And every time you got this advertisement, you got either a quarter or a half of a penny.
Yeah. Wow, that's not a lot of money.
So imagine you get, 2 or 3 or maybe even got 4 inserts that were a half a penny. So you got
Yeah.
2 pennies times 100.
Oh, well,
right?
there you go.
So there you got 200 pennies at $2. So, wow, okay. But you got a base amount.
Mhm.
Maybe you got, $10 for delivering 100,
Yeah.
and then you got an extra 2. So maybe you were making, and I was 11 or 12 years old,
Sure.
40 years ago, making that amount. It was my money.
Sure.
And I got to then be able to save that money. And I actually talk about this story in the 9 Money Rules Millionaires Use, that my dad told me I couldn't actually go to any college I wanted to. All I could go to is a public school. And I'm really bad at rules. And I said, I'm going to go to a private school. And I used that money and all the other jobs that I had when I was 13, 14, 15, 16 as Little League umpire, working at Nathan's, working at Burger and Shake, working all these odd jobs to save money so that I could actually go to a college that I wanted to, a private school.
Wow. Wow. So you didn't spend any of your initial money? Any of the money that you've earned?
In those years, no. I would use all that money, plus I used my bar mitzvah money. All that money went to my first year of college.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was, and I teach people now, this is not good actually. It's not good to hoard. It's not good to just save. You actually should be spending some money as well. And when you're in a couple, there's generally someone's the saver, someone's the spender, right? The hoarder and the spender, and how to deal with that is really critical.
So how did you feel saving all that money?
It was, you don't know this about me, but I'm very goal-oriented, and I love achieving goals, and that was a big goal for me, to say, well, if somebody tells me I can't do something, I got to figure out how to way to do it. And so I had this goal of doing this, and it was a great feeling to actually achieve that goal.
Okay.
And so I teach people, and you, as a couple, you should have money goals, right?
You should have money goals. Absolutely, money goals are very important.
Yeah.
And discussing them is very important. But understanding the root of who you are is also, it's a first step towards that.
Right, so if a lot of people have different money memories, they're not so positive and pleasant all the time.
Right.
And sometimes it's about not being able to spend. So my parents taught me, and I know a lot of my clients have said, their first money memory is like going into Toys R Us and their parents saying, we can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. That's too expensive.
Right.
And so that actually creates your current beliefs around money if you haven't dealt with those issues.
Right.
Because you have this feeling of lack and a scarcity. And how does your partner, what's their first money memories, and how have they dealt with their first money memories today? And how are they bringing that into the relationship?
Yeah. So how do you bring that into your current life? How do you balance that?
That's a great question. So I've learned all this so that I can teach others, and so I know that it's important to have balance. I'm a Libra, by the way, so I like to have the scales and the balance. So I know in my life, if I'm saving, and don't spend, I actually do a splurge.
Sure.
And I recommend to my clients to try to find a splurge, and it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. It
Sure.
could be $25 or $50 to have a splurge once a month, to do something for yourself. And you could be doing something for your partner, but splurge, right? Maybe you splurge for each other once a month.
Right.
And so not to hoard, not to save, because that creates in your mind a feeling of lack, of scarcity, the poverty consciousness that you need to overcome.
Right. So when I talk to couples when it comes to money, my suggestion is always first getting to know where this is coming from. What feeling is it that you're after? So, and I'm sure you would agree on this. What feeling are you after in saving for that? For example, for your college, what feeling were you after? Was it just the defiance of saying no to dad, like, no, I can do it, I'm going to turn this into what I want it to be, or anything else? So when it comes to your relationship and your whatever savings goals that you have, what feeling are you after whether it's for savings or splurging?
Right. I think in general, I mean, my view, meaning of life is happiness.
Sure.
You want to be happy. Like, if you could be happy 24/7, wouldn't that be awesome?
And wouldn't it be?
Right. So I think all this stuff, we're getting to the feeling of happiness. Okay, we're going to use this for vacation, we're going to use this to go to a college so you can get educated, to get a good job, to do what you're passionate about, do what you love.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
all that is towards being happy.
Sure. I'm going to add that sometimes it's about safety and security.
Well, it can be, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but to your point, safety and security leads to happiness.
Right.
Presumably.
Exactly. So first of all, it's really important to understand your subconscious beliefs around money.
Oftentimes, this comes from your first experience with money as a child, or your first experience with spending money.
So knowing our history with our money memories allows us to know how it impacts us today. And we'll cover these topics and more, absolutely.